Did you ever have the perfect idea for a tech product and think, I wish I could make that? Well, you're not alone. But from startups to established companies, everybody has the same problem. Technology is still being developed the same way it has been for decades. It's costly, it's time-consuming, and it requires significant expertise in software and hardware. But at Bekonix, we're changing this. We've created a 100% no-code way to make just amazing products. We can turn that brilliant idea in your head into something incredible. I'm Daniel Kay, CEO of Bekonix, and this is what's driven my passion and my team's passion to create a fundamentally new way to create smart, connected products. Let me show you what it can do. Okay, so this is company Aquaco. They're making a new kind of smart tank, and it not only detects water levels and purity, but can instantly and automatically be repurposed to detect and fight fires. And this solves a critical problem for farmers and for winemakers. And right there is a screen from Bekonix Designer, and you literally drag and drop the things you want to put in that product, and it makes it right before your eyes. Now, it looks simple, but it's amazingly powerful. We've just taken all that power and all that complexity and put it under the hood. Dwarven Forge created an amazing product. It allows you to do some pretty cool things for the Dungeons & Dragons crowd, and they did a neat mobile app for it. They have no hardware and software expertise at all, but yet they're out-competing much larger companies. Enlighten has created an amazing product for wearables, fashion, for education, that lets you just snap together sensors, servos, and lights. And we're even in the movies with high-profile innovators like Ben Eady, who's a master prop designer for films like Ghostbusters Afterlife. And that's the film's director, Jason Reitman, and Adam Savage. They're showing one of his Bekonix-powered props. Okay, so what's next for us? Well, it's simple. We need to grow our market base. And the help we need is as follows. We need, well, let's put it this way. If you are a closet creator, sign up at Bekonix right now. It's easy. Go to www.bekonix.com. If you are a startup or you're an established company, come talk to us about how Bekonix can make your next product great. And if you're an educator, Bekonix is making waves, helping students turn from being tired of technology to being inspired by technology. And this points to what's most important. We're not just changing how quickly and how inexpensively products are made. We're changing who can make them. Thank you very much. And hey, come by our booth and get a live demo, okay? And especially if you're interested in doing Bekonix, we want to do a bunch of pilots. Thanks again.
Okay, so can you share some applications where this has tied into IoT, smart meters, anything that could potentially tie into the grid? Have you had any applicable use in that world?
Yeah, well, it's interesting because a lot of times what we're seeing right now, even in education, is students are wanting to get into these things because that's where these jobs are going. So we've built a whole suite of things that allows people to go in and, you know, it's a lot of it is environmental. There's a bunch of great social impact things that people are doing. It's, you know, whether it's temperature, whether it's, you know, figuring out what's going on with trees, whatever those things are. What Bekonix lets you do is it lets you just tie that together in minutes. So we get rid of everything having to do with that long development cycle and just make it so you can prototype instantly.
You're enabling an entire realm of innovation that didn't exist or was more cumbersome prior.
Yeah, I think the big thing for us is that it turns out that the creative people out there aren't always the ones who are the programmers and the engineers. There's so many opportunities for people who have great ideas to make things, and I think that's what's really driving us in this.
Beautiful, thank you.
So tell us more, like how do you do it?
How do we do it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we spent...
Why can somebody like me who doesn't code, how could I actually use it?
Okay, so here's the deal. We spent about 30 years designing all these products the hard way, okay? This taught us some really great lessons about what you can't do. First of all, there's a huge difference between low code and no code. People talk about low code, no code. They are not the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's coding, low coding, and then there's Bekonix. So the first thing is we get rid of all of that stuff. You don't have to learn C or any of those kinds of things. You are literally just dragging and dropping to put the components together. Our way of doing behaviors isn't some massive amount of code, it's a timeline. So and almost everybody has done something with photos or something like that, and so you literally drag the behaviors on a timeline. So it does let everybody do it, and I know you could do it too.
Okay. It's sort of like modular-based coding, right? The coding's on the back end, and you're saying, I want this element, and now I'm piecing it together to create a process through your timeline.
As a matter of fact, if you come take a look at our booth, which you should do, you can see the first thing we do is we drop in a picture of what your product is going to be. That's the first thing you do. We work visually, and then you start to put the pieces together on there, and you see it work immediately.
I'm a very visual learner. You know, you can talk at me all day long, but until I see a picture or it in real life, it doesn't really register. So this solution would help me further conceptualize different innovation concepts that are being brought to the table by our stakeholders.
Absolutely.
So phenomenal.
Absolutely. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks.